Okay, we back in the word of the Most High. We in the Deuteronomy. We was in Deuteronomy. Now we in Joshua. Select it. Joshua 23, verse 6. Joshua 23 and 6. Be ye therefore very courageous to keep and do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, that you turn not aside, therefore, to the right hand or to the left. I mean, you don't try and come up with any excuses of why you can't do what the Most High told us to do in His law, statutes, commandments. In doing this, say that ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you. Remember, the Most High took down 7 nations. They were all Hamites, or so-called African nations, to give us those lands that we dwell in the land of Israel. And He said that ye come not among these nations, these that remain among you, the nations that are remaining among us, neither make mention of the name of their gods. See, a lot of you right now making mentions of the names of these other nations' gods. All the gods of the nations are idols. He's saying don't make no mention of the names of their gods. Just like you saying the names of the Greek gods when you say the days of the week and the months. Majority of them. But all the days of the week are named after gods. Make mention of the name of their gods. That's why the Bible will say first day to seventh day. Nor cause to swear by them, neither serve them, nor bow yourselves unto them, but cleave unto the Most High your power, as ye have done unto this day. That's why the Most High told us to go to the law. The Most High gave us the 10 Commandments, Exodus 20th chapter. Verse 3, thou shalt have no other gods before me, no other idols before me, he's saying. Remember, all the gods of the nations are idols. Psalm 96 and 5. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You can't make any image or anything, any statue, any kind of creation that you could create and do this. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, thy power, am a jealous power, to the point where his name is jealous. How about that? He said, I, the Most High power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generations of them that hate me. You see? He said, and showing mercy, which is not giving you something you do deserve, unto thousands of them that love me, love the Most High. This is how you love the Most High, and keep my commandments. That's why I told you in 1 John 5 and 3 says what? For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep His commandments, and His commandments are not grievous. Going back to Joshua 3. Most High speak once, yea, twice, man perceive it not. Why you keep hearing the same thing over and over again? Because you didn't hear it. So we got to speak it again, somewhere else. That's why, this is what it says. It says, verse 8, Joshua 23 and 8, but cleave unto the Most High your power, as ye have done unto this day, right? That's why when you go into Ecclesiastes, cuss, in the Apocrypha, the 2nd chapter, Most High said, my son, verse 1, my son, if you come to serve the Most High, you want to serve the Most High, he said, prepare. You got to prepare. He said, prepare thy soul for temptation. Prepare yourself for the devil, who is the tempter. Like a MASHAYACH had to deal with him. In Matthew the 4th chapter, the 1st verse down, and Luke the 4th chapter, the 1st verse down. He fasted 40 days. Who came? The devil, tempting him all that time. And he rebuked them with the law of the Most High. He didn't go nowhere to no prophets. He went to the law. What we just left. He went to the law against the devil. So if you're not under the law, how you going to rebuke the devil if you don't even know what you can't even follow what MASHAYACH did? Because if you do, you got to go to the law that you say you're not under. See what I'm saying? That makes no sense. My son, if thou come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, set your mind aright, and constantly endure. And make not haste a time of trouble. You're going to have trouble. He said it's going to be Jacob's trouble, because we ain't follow what the Most High said, and 2/3 of our people are wicked as ever, so the righteous and the wicked went into captivity behind what the wicked done, what the evil did, what the abominable Israelites did, following the way of the heathen. Well, he said, cleave unto him. What he tell us here in verse 8 of Joshua 23? But cleave unto the Most High. What he tell us here? Cleave unto him. We got to be reminded over and over and over again until this day. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end with plenteousness. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient. That take time. When thou art changed to a lower state, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. You're going to go through some changes. You're going to be dipped in the fiery furnace of affliction. You got to deal with it. We all have to deal with it. You see? Going back to Joshua 23 and verse 8. But cleave unto the Most High, your power, as ye have done unto this day. For the Most High have driven out from before you great nations and strong. But as for you, no man has been able to stand before you until this day. Hear that? No man was able to stand before us until this day, with the Most High rolling with us, being with us. One man of you shall chase 1,000. One man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Most High your power, he it is that fighteth for you, as he had promised you. One man gonna chase 1,000 men. Because the Most High promised this. He said, take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves. But you can't get big at it. You can't get conceited. Because you say, hey, what do you say? Did we do this on our own? He said, one man of you shall chase 1,000. For the Most High your power, he it is that fighteth for you. You see that? As he hath promised you. You got to give the glory to the Most High. Take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that you love the Most High your power. Take good heed that you love the Most High your power. Else, if you do in any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations, he's going to leave a remnant of the nations, he's saying, and you go back and cleave, not unto the Most High, as he said, cleave unto him, but cleave unto the remnant of these nations who he didn't kill, but he left a remnant of them, even these that remain among you, and shall make marriages with them. You going to marry these other nations? This interracial marriages, y'all. And go in unto them, have sex with them. Allow them to have sex with you. And they do you. Know for a certainty, this from the Most High, know for a certainty that the Most High your power will no more drive out any of these nations from before you. But they shall be snares and traps unto you, and scourges in your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until ye perish from off this good land, which the Most High your power have given you. And where we at now? Scattered among all these nations, didn't follow what he said do. Therefore, here we are in this condition. And behold, this day I am going the way of all the earth. And ye know in all your hearts, all our minds, and in all your souls, that not one thing have failed of all the good things which the Most High your power spake concerning you. Hear that? All those blessings that he say gonna give us, not one of them failed. I'm telling you this. All are come to pass unto you, and not one thing has failed thereof. He said all these things came to pass, and not one thing has failed. Therefore, it shall come to pass that as all good things are come upon you, which the Most High your power promised you, so shall the Most High bring upon you all evil things, until he have destroyed you from off this good land which the Most High your power have given you. So he's going to bring all these evil things upon us to destroy us and kick us out of the land of Israel, as it is this day. Verse 16. When ye have transgressed the covenant of the Most High your power, and you break his laws, statutes, and commandments, which he commanded you, and have gone to serve other gods, as it is today, all these different religions and so forth, that's not in the scriptures, and bowed yourselves to them, bowed yourselves in these churches, in these temples made with hands, to another God, to another power. It ain't the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. Who is your Jesus? He loved everybody, he came for everybody? No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Last I read Matthew 1:21, and she who is married shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name YAHAWASHI. For he shall save his people from their sins. He said in Matthew 15:24, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. John 4:22 says what? You worship, you know not what? We know we worship for salvation, powers and authorities of the Jews, of the Israelites. Come on now. Make it mean something different if thou canst. Because y'all saying it's for everybody. It's not for everybody. Just like he's saying here, nothing new under the sun. He's going to do it again. He says, verse 16, when ye have transgressed the covenant of the Most High your power, we broke the Most High's laws, which he commanded you, and have gone and served other gods, these other gods and all these idols of these other nations, and bowed yourselves to them. And Most High said, don't bow down to them. Remember, he told us that in Exodus 20th chapter, the 10 Commandments. And bow down yourselves to them. Then shall the anger of the Most High be kindled against you, and ye shall perish quickly from off the good land which he hath given you. Over and over again, he's telling us this. I like to let the land speak to us. Go to Baruch and Apocrypha, 14 books they took out of the Apocrypha. Let's start at verse 6. Baruch 4 and 6. It says, you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High, as we've been reading about, to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies, not to your friends, but to the enemies. For us today, we know Deuteronomy 28:68 says, and the Most High shall bring thee into Egypt, captivity, slavery, and bondage again another time with ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We haven't seen this land of Israel that the Most High say he's going to boot us out of, that we reading about. Him saying he's going to do it. And there, when you go on these ships, you shall be sold unto your enemies, as the land is telling us here. Our enemies and not our friends. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen, slave men, and bondwomen. Slave women, and no man shall buy thee. No man going to save us or redeem us from the condition that the Most High put us in. back to the land talking to us. Since he booted us out of the land, let the land talk to you. Since you won't hear it, man, let the ground talk to you. Baruch 4 and 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up. That brought you up. And ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you, the land that nursed us. For when she saw, the land saw, the wrath of the Most High coming upon you, she said, hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion, the Most High have brought upon me great mourning. See, the land is mourning. The land is talking to us. For I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. Because he said he's going to do this. We reading about it. He's not a man he should lie. With joy that I nourished them, but sent them away with weeping and weeping and mourning. See, the land said it was happy, nourishing us in the land of Israel, but sent us away with weeping and mourning. Well, I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters over and over again. We didn't just leave the land once. We came back, did wickedly, was evil. Most High kicked us out again. Most High, we cried to the Most High. He brought us back in there, brought us a deliverer to bring us back into the land. Became wicked again, kicked us out. This is the last time we got to cry, y'all. The very last time we got to cry and come back to the Most High's law, statutes, commandments, and fear him. He said, for I saw the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting brought upon them. With joy that I nourished them, but sent them away with weeping and mourning. See, let no man rejoice over me. It's the land saying, let nobody rejoice over that land. A widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children, hear that? Sin is transgression of the Most High's laws that you say you're not under, that you don't have to keep. Oh, but you're going to find out. You're going to find out. You're going to be the least in the kingdom of heaven. MASHAYACH told you that in Matthew 5 and 19. He said, let no man rejoice over me, verse 12, a widow and forsaken of many, who for the sins of my children am left desolate, because they departed from the law of the Most High. The land is left desolate because we, as the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, departed from the law, which you say you're not under, of the Most High. I got to keep emphasizing that because that irked me, because that's why we in captivity. That's why we in the condition we in now. Behind our people saying we ain't under the law. And that's what they're saying today. Still saying the same thing. And the land telling you, your wicked, rebellious butt off. And those that are listening in righteousness, bringing you on. Hear what it said? Verse 12, let no man rejoice over me, a widow, and forsaken of many, who for the sin of my children am left desolate. We broke the Most High's laws, therefore the land was made desolate. As he said, we done read this already in this lesson. Who for the sins of my children's am left desolate, because they departed from the law of the Most High. Now make it mean something different. I'll tell you all out there that says we not under the law and you're an Israelite. You talking about teaching our people they Gentiles when they really the children of the Most High, the children of this book. The Israelites talk about us and talking to us. We departed from the law of the Most High. We not under the law of sacrifice. They knew not his statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments. That's what you're getting when you enter these religions. Name them. Name what religion you're in right now that's keeping the holy convocations of the Most High, that are following the days that we as a people decided we're going to keep as a feast day because we got the victory over our enemies. Name them. And when do you celebrate them? In any religion, I'm asking. If thou canst. Because y'all following somebody, y'all listen to somebody. These are the Most High feast days. The Most High Sabbath day. You honoring the Most High Sabbath day in these religions the way you should be, according to thus say the Most High. The land got to talk to us. Let it continue to talk to us. Verse 13, they knew not the statutes, nor walked in the ways of his commandments, nor trod in the paths of discipline in his righteousness. Righteousness, we know, Deuteronomy 6:25, is the keeping of the Most High's laws and his commandments. Let them that dwell about Zion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them. But he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation. Here he's calling this so-called white man a shameless nation, and of a strange language, who neither reverence old man nor pity child. These have carried away the dear beloved children of the widow, talking about the land, and left her that was alone desolate without daughters. But what can I help you? How can I help you? The land say, how can I help you, Yasharallah? For he that brought these plagues upon you, hear that? Plagues, we've been plagued, will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. You gotta have faith in the Most High, though. You gotta believe in him. You gotta do what he say do to be delivered. His rules and regulations. Say, go your way, O my children. Go your way, O my children. Go your way, for I am left desolate. See, I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. Hear that? The land is crying to the Most High. That's how you're going to get his attention. That's how the land telling us. It's crying to the Most High in his days, day in and day out, crying to the Most High. Be of good cheer. Now, a solution for us. Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto the Most High, and he shall deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies. That's the solution right there. The land telling us. Say, it's crying to the Most High every day. Now the land telling us to cry to the Most High, and he's going to deliver us from the hand of our enemies. What part of that you don't understand? But my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting our Savior. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, as he said. As she said, but Most High will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. Hear that? That's talking about us now, because You understand? This is really looking at written for us today because it's the last time. Because if it was like forever, then how we get kicked out again? It would not be true. You see? But when we go back from being scattered among all these nations, we're going to be able to be there forever. And ever and ever and ever. Like as now, the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity. These nations know we're in the captivity for breaking the Most High's laws. So shall they see shortly your salvation, powers and authority coming back to the Israelites from our power. The Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting. Hear that? Great glory and the brightness of the everlasting Most High. He said, my children, suffer patiently, which we are now, the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. He said he's going to do it. So, hey, it's come from the Most High. For thine enemy have persecuted thee. Our enemies persecuted us. He did all kinds of things to us. That's why the Most High said he was just a little bit discouraged with us. And they helped forward the affliction. They went over and beyond the call of duty. That's why I say, my children, suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. When thine enemy have persecuted thee. But shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, a hard time catching hell, generation after generation, and were taken away as a flock, caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort. Say, be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High. That's the third time we done heard this. The land says crying and told us to cry to the Most High. Now he's telling us again. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto the Most High. But ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was in your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, and all of us went astray from the Most High, but he said, being returned, seek him 10 times more. Don't look at, because you come in here and learn a few verses, and look at somebody else that coming in and tell them that. You need to do it too. We all need to do this. You can't seek him enough. Seek him 10 times more, it says. But he that brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy again with your salvation. Hear that? We're going to never cry no more. Most High will if it's us. But we know that we are that generation because we went into the land of Israel and got kicked out again and went back in, cried to the Most High, went back into the land of Israel, got kicked out again, over and over again. But there's only one time that could be fulfilled, and that's if we go back this time. When the Most High, look, go to Isaiah, the 60th chapter. One time, that's it. It's the last time. Don't get it twisted. Isaiah 60 and 21 and 22. It says, thy people, who the Most High's people of the children of Israel, also shall be all righteous, meaning will be keeping the commandments of the Most High. They shall inherit the land forever. See? What the land is talking about, the land just talked to us, so we're going to inherit the land forever. Ain't that what the land just said? That's the coming to the kingdom. That we have an opportunity to go into. They shall inherit the land forever. Most High will. Could be us. The branch of my planting. Don't let no man tell you come over here. Just the kingdom of heaven or whatever. This the branch of the Most High's planting. The work of my hands. Let no man take the credit from the Most High. He said the work of my hands. Why? That I may be glorified. You hear that? That the Most High can be glorified, not no man. When y'all see things is centered around a man, you better be aware. Watch out. He said that he could be glorified. Listen, he said, a little one shall become 1,000. So little one of man gonna become 1,000 children. And a small one, a strong nation. I, the Most High, will hasten it in his time, you see? So, this is what we're looking at. All praise to the Most High. Plenteousness. But those that's going to follow what it is that the Most High telling us to do and want to know more of what it is that will please him in keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, crying to him, fearing him, being afraid of him, being scared of him, as the angels trembling. So what I tell y'all, our salvation will come with fear and trembling. What do you think that means? You're going to be happy, joy, going to be love and happiness and joy? No, fear and trembling. You better understand and overstand. Better ask somebody, because I don't think you understand really what he's saying. Look at, going back to Joshua. The 23rd chapter. He said, verse 11, take good heed, therefore, unto yourselves, that ye love the Most High, your power. And like I said, 1 John 5:3, but this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous. MASHAYACH said in St. John 14:15, if you love me, keep my commandments. You can't get away from this. Can't get around it. You just gotta realize what time it is to be able to watch this manifest in your life. The blessings or the curses. Which one did you choose? Life or death? Go to 1 Chronicles, the 16th chapter. 1 Chronicles, the 16th chapter. See, we were given all types of opportunity. That's why the Most High is fair. And the other nations, they can't say anything because they were able to go into their salvation. They were able to go into their salvation, powers and authority. So, and this nation that we in now, they publish these Bibles. 1 Chronicles 16. 16th chapter. Let's start at verse 22. It says, let's start at verse 15. 1 Chronicles 16:50. It said, be ye mindful always of his covenant. Be ye always mindful of his agreement, his contract, his laws that he gave to the 12 tribes of Israel. The word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, even of the covenant which he made with Abraham, sound familiar, and of his oath unto Isaac. And we read this in Psalms 105, 8-10. Even of the covenant, the contract agreement which he made with Abraham, and of his oath unto Isaac, and have confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. That's what I say. The Most High speak once, yea, twice. Man perceive it not. So we heard this. We read this in Psalms 105. Saying unto thee, will I give the land of Canaan, the lot of your inheritance, when ye were but few, even a few. he said, and strangers in it. And when they went from nation to nation, and from one kingdom to another people, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yeah. He reproved kings for their sakes, saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Told him that. But he told us also this. He told us this too. Ezekiel 7:24. We were warned. Ezekiel 7:24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong the seats, all the strong men the seats, and their holy places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priests, and counsel from the ancients. See that? So he said he's going to give us to the worst of the heathen. Not only that, he told us in Song of Three Holy Children, in the Apocrypha. So we were warned. Song of Three Holy Children, verse 9, and thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies, not only to enemies, but lawless enemies, most hateful forsakers of the Most High, and to an unjust king, and the most wicked in all the world. You know? Because we didn't want to follow what he said do. So he told us to give us to the worst of the heathen. We knew this, so what you think? We just gonna do whatever we want to do and don't believe what he said? He showed us, didn't he? He showed us for real. First Chronicles 16:23. Saying, touch not mine anointed, and do my prophets no harm. Yeah. We knew who he was until the Greek Empire. We knew he was in the Persian Media Empire, Babylonian Empire. Time that the Ammonites and Moabites, the Chinese and Japanese and Jewish people had us in captivity for 18, all the other captivities. We knew who we were. But we came into that Greek Empire. It was against the law to even call yourself an Israelite. 2 Maccabees 6:6. Look at it. Sing unto the Most High, all the earth. Show forth from day to day his salvation. Declare his glory among the heathen, that we scattered among, his marvelous works among all nations. For great is the Most High, and greatly to be praised. He also is to be feared above all gods, all powers, all idols. For all the gods of the people are idols. Same thing I keep telling y'all in Psalms 96:5 says, for all the gods of the nations are idols. But the Most High made the heavens. Same thing it's saying there. You see? Because they worshiping, the symbol is what? Sun, the moon, stars. It says, glory and honor are in his presence. Strength and gladness are in his place. Give unto the Most High, ye kindreds of the people. Give unto the Most High glory and strength. Give unto the Most High the glory due unto his name. Bring an offering and come before him. Worship the Most High in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable, that it may not moved. Yeah, think about it. When an earthquake comes, when a tornado comes, when a hurricane comes, when a volcano erupts, when a tidal wave comes from the ocean into the land. Fear before him all the earth. The world also shall be stable, that it be not moved. Let the heavens be glad, See, let the heavens be glad, and let the earth rejoice, and let men say among the nations, the Most High reigneth. You hear that? The Most High reigneth. Let the Most High reign. Let the sea roar, and the fullness thereof. Let the fields rejoice, and all that in them is, all that is therein. Then shall the trees of the wood sing out at the presence of the Most High, because he cometh to judge the earth. You hear that? The trees gonna be happy. It tells you that too. Let's get that. Go to Isaiah the 14th chapter, I think it is. Let me see. Hold on. Look at Isaiah 14. And let's start at 5. It says, the Most High have broken. Can we look at what it say? It says, verse 33 of 1 Chronicles 16. It says, then shall the trees of the wood sing out at the presence of the Most High, because he cometh to judge the earth, right? So when you go to Isaiah 14, let's start at verse 5. It says, the Most High have broken the staff of the wicked. And to tell you Job 9:24, the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he? And if you look in the Bibles, all you see is the so-called white man's picture in the Bibles. So the Most High has broken the staff of the powers and authority of the wicked, and the scepter, the powers and authority of the rulers of these kingdoms that's on this earth right now. This is salvation coming on the earth. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth, right? Listen, the whole earth is at rest. The only time the earth is going to be at rest when the MASHAYACH come to judge and make war and set this earth in rest. The whole earth is at rest, the kingdom, and it's quiet. They break forth into singing, joyous songs to the Most High. Yeah, listen, the fir trees rejoice at thee. You hear that? The fir tree, the trees gonna rejoice at thee. And the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, since you've been brought down and out of powers and authority, no fella is come up against us. There ain't nobody coming up against us, cutting us down, doing the things that y'all done. I mean, look at trees, man. They look real sad. They look sad. They don't look lively as they did years ago. You know, I pay attention to things like that. They look very, very sad. Hell from beneath is moved from thee to meet thee at thy coming. You hear that? Hell from a condition that we in, it's going to be a transformation of the condition that we in to the condition that they're going to be put in. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. They're going to be coming to bring in their gifts, their forces, other Gentiles, to our gates. They're not coming to the gates, but they're going to bring it to our gates, children of Israel gates, that you read about in Revelations 21st chapter. It's going to be open that they may bring the forces of the Gentiles to our gates. Going back to 1 Chronicles 16. And verse 33, then shall the trees of the wood sing out at the presence of the Most High. They're going to say, hey, we just read what they're going to say. Because he cometh to judge the earth. Oh, give thanks unto the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for he is good. For his mercy endureth forever. Yes. 2 Chronicles 7 and 19. 2 Chronicles 7 and 19. But if you turn away and forsake my statutes and my commandments, which I have set before you, and shall go and serve other gods and worship them, then will I pluck them up by the roots out of my land, which I have given them, and this house, which I have sanctified for my name, will I cast out of my sight, and will make it to be a proverb and a byword among all nations. All these different names they call us today. And we call ourselves as a nation. Like I say, 104 different identities of who we are as a people. And this house, which is high, shall be an astonishment to every one that passes by it, so that he shall say, why hath the Most High done thus unto this land and unto this house? You see what the land was saying? We read what the land is saying. And it shall be answered, because they forsook the Most High power of their fathers, which brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, and laid hold on other gods, other idols, and worshiped them, and served them. Therefore hath he brought all this evil upon them. See? Kicked us out of the land that we're supposed to be in. Go to 2 Chronicles, 32nd chapter. But he said he's going to bring us back into our land. And going back to the land this time is going to be forever and ever and ever. Those that's worthy to make it there. That was just all about. No more, no less. We're going to look at 2 Chronicles 32 and 14 to 23. Who was there among all the gods of those nations that my fathers utterly destroyed, that could deliver his people out of mine hand? That your power, your God, should be able to deliver you out of mine hand? Who? Who was there among all the gods of those nations that my fathers utterly destroyed that could deliver his people out of mine hand? That your God, your idol, should be able to deliver you out of mine hand? Who? Name them. Now therefore let not Hezekiah deceive you, nor persuade you on this manner, neither yet believe him. Don't believe him, because he's saying, hey, he is denouncing our power. They'll say that, hey, ain't no other, because remember, all the gods of the nations are idols. So the idol gods could not deliver them out of his hand. So he said, don't let Hezekiah, don't let him fool you. Now therefore let not Hezekiah deceive you, don't let him lie to you, nor persuade you on this matter, neither yet believe him. But no God of any nation or kingdom was able to deliver his people out of mine hand, and out of the hand of my fathers. How much less shall your God deliver you out of mine hand? See that? So we denouncing the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Say, how your God, how your power going to deliver out of his hand? And his servant spake yet more against the Most High power and against his servant Hezekiah. They talking stuff. Mad stuff against the Most High and Hezekiah. He wrote also letters to rail on the Most High power of Israel. You know? He wrote letters to rail on the Most High power of Israel and to speak against him, saying, as the gods of the nations of other lands have not delivered their people out of mine hand, or so shall not the power of Hezekiah, the God of Hezekiah, the Most High, he's talking about, deliver his people out of mine hand. So we denouncing the Most High. Listen what happened though. Then they cried with a loud voice in the Jews' speech, Hebrew, unto the people of Jerusalem that were on the wall, to affrighten them and to trouble them, that they might take the city. And they spake against the God, the power of Jerusalem, as against the gods of the people of the earth, which were the work of the hands of man, these idols, as is the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, is as these other idols. He got real big-headed, right? And for this cause Hezekiah the king and the prophet Isaiah the son of Amoz prayed and cried to heaven, prayed and cried to the Most High. We about ready to be destroyed. So Hezekiah and the prophet Isaiah stopped whatever they was doing and cried to the Most High and prayed to the Most High and cried to the Most High. And the Most High sent an angel. He sent an angel, one angel, which cut off all the mighty men of valor. Most High sent an angel. Understand this, overstand this. The Most High sent an angel which cut off all the mighty men of valor and the leaders and captives in the camp of the king of Assyria. So he returned with shame of face to his own land. And when he was coming to the house of his God, he did all that talk, right, against the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But when he came home and went into the house of his God, listen closely. So he returned with shame of face to his own land, and when he was coming to the house of his God, they that came forth of his own bowels, his own children, slew him there with the sword, killed him there of his own bowels, his own children, killed him, took him down with the sword. Thus the Most High saved Hezekiah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem from the hand of Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, and from the hand of all other, and guided them on every side. And many brought gifts unto the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to Jerusalem, and presents to Hezekiah, king of Judah, so that he